Okay, letter to the editor. This is your first writing assignment beyond participating on the forum for the term. And I like to start with something small, and I'm not going to say easy because it's not easy. Anytime you're expressing your opinion, you're backing yourselves up, and you're actually just, putting pencil to paper or words on a page. It's never entirely easy. For some of us, we can just sort of spout it off, and for others, and then it takes a little bit more thought in doing. And however that is for you, don't worry, you're not the only one. So with letters to the editor, these are a hopefully well thought through forum in which, unlike social media, you're not just sort of typing off what came into your head. You're really sort of weighing things in your head, you're pondering your opinion, and you're knowing that you are submitting this for posterity. That this is something that is going to go in the paper with your name on it, and that in the case of Eugene Weekly, for example, maybe 30,000 people are going to see it in the print edition, and possibly more than that, as well as on the internet. So it's something that people really think about. So I say one page, it's not really one page. Page is usually about 300 words. But for the letters to the editor, we limit it to 250 words. I would not go less than 150, about 200 is ideal. Again, currently in the area, Eugene Weekly is the only place that takes letters to the editor, but Register Guard used to. And we then will sometimes allow folks to respond to things from the Guard or KLCC in our pages, because there's no other way really for them to respond. So the format is going to be a cover letter, business letter format, and you're going to include your address. And that's fine by me to include a fake address for me. I never expect a real address, but include some sort of address, whether it's fake or not. If you do submit this to a paper, then you will need to include a real address for them to verify who you are. They will not publish it. Over this course, I never ask you to sort of send me anything that's like personal information or addresses or anything else. So anytime you see something like address, just know that you can do a fake address. So if you hop over here to OWL, it'll give you some sort of information on how to format the basic business letter. There are still places that use print basic old school letters. So it's still good to know how to do those. Email essentially formats it for you, but nonetheless, it's good to know how to do this when you're doing job applications and such the like. So you can sort of go through this when you do your reading and sort of see what it's asking for. But I'm just going to pop over here for the sake of speed and look at these sample letters. So this is basically what a letter to the editor should look like. There's the basic block format. Block format means that you're not indenting the first paragraph or any of the paragraphs. So when you're writing an essay, you indent the first word of every paragraph, the first line of every paragraph. For block formatting, you don't. When you're doing business writing, you don't indent, you do single space, and you add an extra space between paragraphs. So here you start with your own address, then you do the date of when you are sending it, which may not be the day you wrote it, then who you are writing it to. A salutation, I would disagree with this salutation. Don't write Dear Mr. English, write Dear Ernie English. You do not know this person's gender, or actually, honestly, Ernie could be short for Ernestine. So don't make any assumptions, just Dear Ernie English would be the way to go. You don't really need a closing for a letter to the editor. You just sort of need to end, because I'll probably cut that off. But this is the basic gist of what it looks like. This is what I am looking for. So back over here, the topic was addressing a news topic, letter, or local opinion, the Register Guard, KLCC, or Eugene Weekly. Now, when it comes to Register Guard or KLCC, again, you cannot be addressing a letter or a local opinion, just a news topic from the last 2 weeks. It should argue with or correct an article or letter, agree with or emphasize the article or letter, bring up a topic pertinent to the community the paper is not covering but should. we do not have to have read the article you're responding to in the class to order for this letter to count. That actually, little notation there is more for my in-person classes where we go over these. There actually is a note for the future when it comes time to choosing paper topics. In order to write about anything in this class for your paper topic, it has to have been posted and discussed on the forum. So for your papers 1, 2, and 3, you can only address topics that have been posted about and discussed on the forums. That is what the topics come from. In this particular case, since we haven't really begun posting yet, you can actually write your letter to the editor on just about anything. So style, good letter to the editor is concise, but conveys the information that you need. As we saw with that other letter that we reviewed, the one from Sean Doyle, he was a little bit all over the place. So here's what I'm looking for. A letter to the editor should start off with a sentence that draws the reader into the issue. It should also point to the previous letter article it's addressing, so the reader knows where to go for information, and it should argue your point of view in a way that attempts to persuade readers that publication to your point of view. Here you go. You get extra credit if you submit it to Eugene Weekly or another local paper. Cresswell Chronicle, I'm not sure if they take letters, or the Cottage Grove Sentinel, those are fine by me. 2 more points if it is published. By the way, even though I'm the editor, I do not choose letters to the editor. I have a letters editor who does that. So I won't know if you are chosen, and I will not choose you. Someone else will choose you. But once you have done that, then you might get extra credit. Again, it is not required. It is merely extra credit if you choose to do that. We're going to go look at the sample letter here in a moment.